Hey YouTube, it's Pointy1. I said I'd come out with a video on how to modify your AK to be like this, and that's what I'm doing. Start with the basics. This camo job, it's just a lot of camo duct tape. Apologize for the crappy lighting. Now, this can technically be done on really any gun, but the AK works rather well because there's no sharp corners, or it's a rather flat body surface. And so it's just lay it down, press it out, get rid of the air bubbles, and use a razor blade to cut around. Also, my bolt that allows the bolt to go a lot farther back. You just simply right here, there's normally a piece of metal, just cut it off. Plasma cutter, grinder, whatever. The front sight / gas block mod is normally, there's a front sight here. I just took it to a grinder. Simple enough. Probably could use a torch to get it off. I don't know. Your opinion. Personal preference. Oh, side note on the camo job. There's fake rivets. You can't really see here. Sorry for the crappy lighting. Fake rivets. They'll just simply take the razor blade around them. It makes it a lot better finish. For my RIS system, it's simply just a quad M4 rail system, and this thing comes stock with a bottom rail. So what I did was I had one of those boy M4s, the crappy plastic one with a good rate of fire, and that comes with pretty much everything but boy's grandmother. So I took the RIS system and first took the top rail from it. I had to cut a little bit of the flat portion towards the charging handle without any rail off. Grinder again, and then you take part of the carrying handle, the side. I'll see if I can get it. But essentially, you take two of those clamps on the side of the AR-15 carrying handle, and simply take a pair of screws from one of them and screw it on. You can see the nub here, sort of. Once again, sorry for crappy lighting. And then to get around the gas block, the lower section of one rail, you simply cut it like this, so it goes heck boxes in the way. And I took part of the front sight sling mount, and it's not the delta ring, but something else. The front part that holds it in place, and I just simply wedged it behind the front side of the AK. Now the difficult part of actually converting it to bullpup. What I want to do eventually is essentially a modified MOSFET system, due to the fact that, and simply run a trigger up here, mount it here, and have the trigger box up there, and just simply run it to the battery, and then have the two DINs go down the motor. But the way I had to do it, it's a lot different. Essentially, what you do, I don't want to take off my handiwork. This, it's simply just some sheet metal. I welded it together. I made a version with just duct taping it together. That worked actually almost better because it's still got plenty of structure, because you've got a trigger guard underneath here, and you've got the by the way, you have to take off the nice ergonomic grip to do this, and you've got the motor down here and everything. But you essentially just zip tie the trigger on in the automatic position. Obviously won't work on semi, and this also only makes it an automatic only, and the safety on here doesn't really work anymore. And then simply this wire, I had to run it. If you actually do it right, you should only need 3 wires, but I sort of hacked at some old AEG wiring systems I had lying around. And essentially what you do is you have your connector to your battery coming out of a grip. It's from an AK-47 MP5 with a RAS system on the bottom. And this will house an 8.4 normally, but since I have all the wiring and a momentary push button, might be able to house a 7.2, but I don't have one, and nor do I really have the desire to try it. But you essentially wire, actually could probably go underneath the receiver joint here, so you don't have random Tamina plugs coming out the side. And you go through these grips, you wire it to a momentary push button. You can get them at Radio Shack. I think it was $1 for 2 of them. And I glued a rubber shim on top of this, just because it's more comfortable to fit my hand. And heads up, the screw it comes with is crappy pot metal, so I grabbed a steel bolt and some washers, or a steel nut, and tighten that on. Oh, you're gonna have to drill a hole in the front of here to get this in also. And that's about it. Rather simple. It seems like a hell of a lot. Any questions, comments, concerns, please comment below. Rate the video, please. Rate the video. Subscribe. I think I have 2 people at the moment. And thank you.